EDUA 588, Financial Issues. You should be working this week on your second assignment, which is with a group. You've got four things that you can choose from, or you could have chosen your own. Just let me know what you're going to be doing. You're preparing this for week 5 online. You're going to be presenting in class together. So one PowerPoint or one set of Google Slides, send them to me the day before at least so I can upload them, and then each person takes a part to present. 10 to 12 minutes is good, and make sure that you include at least 3 references, and those can be included on your final slide. All right? So this week you're reading chapters 7 and 8, and you're talking a little bit more about zero-based budgeting, which was an idea that came down in the 70s, and it sounds really good. It sounds like a good idea that we don't take anything, nothing sacred. We don't do anything because this is the way we've always done it. We look at everything that we're going to spend money on and decide if we're still going to spend that much money or how much money we're going to give it. Great if you have a lot of time, but lots of times we don't. So I talked to you about when you're a principal setting a 3 to 5 year budget for things to give you enough time to gather data to make sure things are working. But you're going to review that periodically. And there's a thing called a periodic agency review. I think the state of Florida does it every 4 to 8 years. I think for a school, 8 years is way too long to have something in place and not ever evaluate it. 3 to 5 years I think is good, and sometimes you know the first year when something's not going well. So learn a little bit about zero-based finance budgeting. It's not really how we do it. It's a great theory and practice, but in reality it takes way too much time. So what we do is we look at a smaller budget and evaluate pieces as we go. And you probably already know that. Learn about the SACS code. This is going to really help you when you're a principal, when you just look at the budget number and you know what it is. You know, there's a formula to it with fund, resource, project year, goal, function, object, and our school district also includes location, so you know which location it is when you're looking at the number. We're also looking at doing some changes for LCFF, so we can say this budget went with this goal, and this part of the goal, was it for staffing, was it for professional development? So we're adding a couple of changes to that for our district. I wonder if your district is doing the same thing. That would be a great thing to ask your budgeting person, since now they're saying, oh, we do want more accountability with LCFF funds. We have to make some adjustments for that in our district, and I bet your district is doing the same thing. Another thing in Chapter 8, on page 96, there was a lot of information about different fund types, and some of them that are restricted. Now this always makes the union people mad. They'll say, oh, the district has $4 million set aside in these funds, and they won't let us have it, and we could use it for raises or for the children. And what they are a lot of times is their money that's set aside and restricted for a certain thing. So it may be for maintenance, it may be for bond funds. Our district, along with I'm sure a lot of other districts, did a bond, and that money can only be used for what you told the public it was going to be used for. And usually you have an oversight panel that looks at every expenditure and says, was this what we said we were going to use it for? Yes or no? So if we said we were going to use money for technology and suddenly want to use it for crossing guards, can we justify that expenditure? Probably not. So make sure you look at that page because that had some good information on it. Also, looking ahead in Chapter 9, there's a page 105 that has lines for budgeting. You're not going to be doing anything with people's salaries because those things are set by contracts and negotiation. The district office will tell you how much your staff is going to cost you, how much Medicare, how much, you know, FICA that's going to be set aside. You don't have to do those calculations as a principal. But you will be working with the 400s and 500s. Those are the things that you can spend. They're for supplies, paper, custodial supplies. It's for contracts, for like copy machines, postage. Those type of things will be the ones that you will be working with, even though the other things will already be populated for you. So look at that page. It will give you some help for your final project. All right. So this week we're going to not meet online, but you have the discussion board. Love what you're doing in the discussion board. If you have missed points for the discussion board, you can do a summary, a one-page summary of a section in the book and turn that in, and I will give you credit for the discussion board for that. And you're doing an excellent job. So remember to text me or email me. Probably text is the easiest way because for some reason the university's Google account is not working too well, and we're not able to get it on our phone. So it's I got a computer, I can look at your email, but on my phone it doesn't come through, and usually I'm looking at my phone. So text is the best way, I think, to get a hold of me. 661-917-8142. Have a great week. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend.